Have you heard of the difference between short and long vowels? This is probably why you're making so many mistakes when you see an E at the end of the word. Now, I'm not making this up. Listen, we have pulled so many languages together in one, and that is so many languages within the English language. The silent E exists because of another language, and I'll tell you which one in just a second. Now, you see this guy, he's yelling at his coach. This guy wants to be seen, but you think he's being heard? Absolutely not. His coach isn't saying a word, okay? He is silent. This is the E. It's screaming at you, pronounce me. But you are going to stay silent, not saying anything. So, like I said earlier, English has borrowed some words from other languages. From Latin language, we can see here the German language. And this silent E, it comes from France, the French language. I was blown away when I read about this. The silent E exists because of this language. I find that very fascinating. Here's the reasons why we have the silent E. It's to help us distinguish between homophones, almost homophones, and it help us determine when the vowel needs to be stretched out, okay? The length of the vowel, the pronunciation of it. I'm going to give you some examples right here because I believe that you need to be aware of these words. The first section that we're going to cover is the almost homophones. And in these words, we have cap and cape. Now, you may say, "Oh, LaDoris, I see the E at the end of the word, and that makes the vowel say its name." Just hold on, we're not there yet. That's in the next section, okay? Let's look at the next set of word. We have bit and bite. Hat, hate. These are almost homophones, but the difference is that silent E at the end. This is how we can make a differentiation between those two words. Now, moving on to the lovely next section, which is the vowel length. Okay, this determine I froze there. This determines the vowel length of the word, okay, where the silent E comes into play. And we like to say in English, when you see an E at the end of the word, it makes that first vowel say its name. So, what does that mean? Let me show you what I mean. So, here's the first example. We have slim and slime. Now, which one do you think is the short I? Yeah, right. It's the first word, slim. Like I'm slim and trim. So when we have the E on the end, you know that that first vowel is going to say its name, which is I. That's how we get the word slime. Now, moving on. Hop and right. Hope. Right. Bit, bite. Now, this is so good because I can just imagine your conversations improving because you are understanding how to use the silent E. Now, since you know this little bit of information that could actually improve your communication skills, improve your confidence, I want you to take this quiz before you leave today. Look at this word on the screen, and I'm going to give you a few seconds to say it by yourself, and then I'll come in and say it after you. If you made this word with a long A because of silent E on the end, that is correct. It's it's pronounced as frame. Frame. Fei Chung Hao. Our next word, you say it. Rid. It has a short I. Why? Because it doesn't have a silent E. Very good. Last one. See if you can get this one right. Right. Obviously, by now, you can see the clue at the end of the word knife. Awesome. I gave you the word. I was like, what did I say? It's amazing how much we need to pay attention to what we say so we don't get tripped up. This happens all the time in conversations. Pay attention and be aware about what you're saying. Oh, lesson for me right now. All right, guys, great job today on learning how to pronounce the silent E and how to pronounce words when we don't have an E at the end of the word. I will see you in the next video. Choose E. Adios.